European Commissioner for Defence and Space. Commissioner, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency President, Speaker, Prime Minister. Prime Minister is leaving. No problem. Dear colleagues, dear friends, welcome to Seimas, to my parliament. I was parliamentarian here for 27 years. In these very seats, I was sitting right here somewhere, controlling microphone, and was facing tough parliamentary control of this House when twice I was the Prime Minister of this country. So you can understand why it is a great pleasure for me to speak with fellow parliamentarians. And welcome to Lithuania, my home country. And welcome to the eastern flank region, from the Baltic to the Black Sea, the eastern border of the European Union, the eastern border of NATO. Dear friends, your visit comes at exactly the right time, a time of increasing threats, disinformation, provocations against this country and the whole eastern flank. My dear Romanian friends here today, my complete and heartfelt solidarity. And of course I applaud NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte promise to defend every inch of NATO territory. It is clear what explains Putin's erratic attacks. Ukraine is starting to prevail. The more Ukraine prevails, the more nervous Putin gets and desperate. The goal of Putin to frighten people in this region and Europe, maybe we shall stop supporting Ukraine. Our answer, not back down, but double down. Further increase defense spending and production. Support the eastern flank and support for Ukraine, so Ukraine will prevail. Dear colleagues, NATO Parliamentary Assembly meeting at this time here in Vilnius means a lot to the people of this country and this region. The same as Commission President's visit last week. It shows NATO has our back, and the European Union also has our back. NATO and the European Union, two organizations united by a single purpose: to keep Europe free, safe and at peace. The division of labor is clear. NATO brings military might, and the European Union brings financial and industrial might. Today we have three topics on the future of our defense to discuss. And the NATO Parliamentary Assembly is the best place to do that. European security architecture, European defense industry, and the issue of Ukraine. First, I call on you to take the lead on the debate on the future of European defense architecture. As it was spoken out, our American allies are asking us, Europeans, to take primary responsibility for our own collective conventional defense here in Europe. Inside NATO, but moving much more to European collective defense of Europe. Member States are in charge of defense, so Europe needs national parliaments also to answer. How do we build a post-Cold War NATO 3.0? How we are going to make the European pillar of NATO stronger, in order to make our transatlantic NATO stronger? Not only materially, with European strategic enablers, but also with us all in Europe, ready to fight as Europe, not only as a combination of 27. Is the idea of European Defence Union a proper answer for us in Europe, not only in the European Union, to become much more united in defence? You are the right people to answer these questions. Second question, on European defence industry. Russia still outproduces the European Union, and really heavily outproduces. It is dangerous. It creates temptation for Putin. European national parliaments need to ask the governments, our governments, why are our industries not scaling up, despite the fact that money are increasing? Ukraine increased defense production by 50 times since 2022, up to 50 billion euro, up to the level what German defense industry now is able to produce per year, or French defense industry is able to produce per year. In Ukraine they have sharp competition, market rules and dynamic innovations in defense industry. We on our side We have no single defense market in Europe, no competition, lack of innovations, and lack of industrial ramp-up. The European Union governments protect their national industries, procure up to 70 or 80% what their defense primes are producing, and 80% of defense procurement procedures is a direct award without public tender using Treaty on Functioning of European Union, Article 346 exemption. It means no single defense market in the European Union, no space for competition for SMEs or startups. Traditional defense primes are influencing governmental demand, which means that they also have a strong influence on national military doctrines. That is why we need to understand, also in the national parliaments, that the fight for single defense market in the European Union is also the fight for the possibility to have a modern defense doctrines on a national level. And third question on Ukraine. First of all, can we increase our support in order for Ukraine to prevail even more, and in such a way to bring Putin to negotiate a just peace? That will cost more than we are giving now, but not doing that in the end will cost us much more. And second, Ukraine has the best military force in Europe and in the world. Read Marco Rubio or Alex Stubb and many others' recent comments. It would be difficult to understand if we in Europe would not take it as our vital interest to integrate the best European or even global military force of Ukraine into our European defense architecture. While NATO membership for Ukraine is still not agreed, while EU membership will take perhaps a longer period of time, the national parliament should push for Ukraine's membership of the European Defence Union, with an European Security Council in the leadership of such a union, and with Ukraine in such a Security Council. In closing, let me say, NATO is the biggest and most successful military alliance in the world. The European Union is the biggest and most successful single market. Together we can outproduce Russia and deter Russia, and prevent war on the continent of Europe. No goal is more important than that. Thanks a lot.
Then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.